This video is about the best place to put cash right now, which is into treasuries. Most people don't know you can buy them at major brokerages like Fidelity, E-Trade, and Schwab, and they are yielding more than CDs or high-yield bank accounts.
I open a savings account in your name. That way, 500 years later, it'll be worth billions.
And they are highly liquid, so you can easily sell them before their maturity if you need to. And they have new issue maturities as short as 4 weeks. Keep in mind that this is for cash that you have sitting around that you think you may need within a few weeks or up to a year, as you can sell them on any trading day and move from the brokerage to your banking account within a few days. But even with 4% interest, they will be losing out to inflation, so for longer term investments, you will want to look elsewhere. I will recap what treasuries are, where to buy them, and then run through a couple examples of how to buy them on Charles Schwab. This video will focus on T-bills, but you can also buy and sell the longer term treasuries easily. A difference between T-bills and the longer dated treasuries is that they are sold at a discount to par instead of making periodic interest payments. So whatever amount you purchase the T-bill for, you will get a higher principal back at maturity. And the higher principal is what the yield is calculated off of. For example, if you bought a T-bill priced at $99, then for every $99 you invest, you get back $100 at maturity, and the $1 is the discount to par. Treasuries are backed by the U.S. government. In comparison to cash or a CD you have at a U.S. bank that is FDIC insured, the risk between these is similar as they are both considered to be as little risk as liquid assets can have. So the biggest benefit of treasuries versus cash or CDs right now is that they are yielding more. If we look at recent T-bills, the lowest interest earned is a 3.3% annualized rate on the 4-week T-bill and up to over 4% for the half-year and 1-year T-bills. If we compare to high-yield savings accounts, the highest ones are currently mostly below 2.5%, which is lower than the 4 and 8-week T-bills. And if we compare the 1-year T-bill that is yielding 4% against the highest of the 1-year CDs, they are in the mid-3s, and many banks have them closer to 2%. The next major benefit is that most CDs have a penalty for selling before their maturity, while a treasury you can sell at any time on the secondary market through your brokerage, or just buy one of the shorter maturity T-bills. Now, if you buy a treasury and wanted to sell before the maturity, the price may have some fluctuation, but because it's a treasury, they are not extremely volatile, but it is something to be aware of. But the price could go down slightly, but could also go up slightly. And again, if you hold the treasury to maturity, you will get the full payout, so the price fluctuation during that time period wouldn't matter. And you can also buy the shorter dated maturities if you are not sure you want to hold for as long of a period. Another benefit of treasuries is that you don't have to pay state or local taxes on the income earned from them.
Grandma, you didn't pay your taxes?
To recap the major benefits of treasuries, they have higher interest rates than CDs or savings. You can sell them early if you need to. They are backed by the U.S. government, and there is no state or local income taxes. You can buy new issue treasuries, which are treasuries that the government is just now selling for the first time, or you can buy ones that are trading on the secondary market. The easiest ways to buy treasuries are through the Treasury itself through TreasuryDirect.gov, link below, or with one of the major brokerages. TreasuryDirect and the online brokerages I've mentioned do not charge a fee, but there are a couple differences between the two. With TreasuryDirect, you can only buy new issue treasuries, and if you wanted to sell prior to its maturity, you would have to move the treasury to a bank or broker to do so. With the online brokerages, you can buy new issue treasuries, but you can also buy and sell treasuries on the secondary market. So if you wanted to sell one you had bought before its maturity, you could easily do so. One benefit of buying new treasuries through TreasuryDirect is that they could be purchased in $100 increments, whereas the online brokers have a $1,000 minimum for most of the ones they sell, with some having even higher minimum investments. Now I'll show an example of how to buy a treasury using Charles Schwab that is already trading on the secondary market, but it'll be similar if you're using E-Trade or Fidelity. So if you are logged into Schwab, there'll be a trade tab at the top. Just hit that and then go to bonds. And then on the next page, you'll see a whole list of bonds. And we're going to click on treasuries. And then on the following page, we can see a list of treasuries, but I want to modify the search. So I'm filming this in October of 2022. So I just want to see shorter dated bonds that are selling now. So in the next couple of months. And then I'm going to make the face value at 1,000 because that's the lowest amount you can buy. And then we'll look at the results. And then on the search results page, we can see all of the bonds where you could buy just 1,000 at one time. And over here, you can see that some of them were longer dated treasuries and some were T-bills. But at this point, the maturities are all coming up here in the short term. You'll see a coupon here, but this number is irrelevant at this point. The yield to maturity is what you will get if you buy these bonds and hold them until maturity. So this bond right here, even though it had a coupon of 2%, it matures in 1031, and the yield to maturity would be a little over 2. But let's say we want to buy this one. It matures at 11.1. This is the price. And the yield to maturity, the annualized yield to maturity will be a little over 2.7. So all you have to do is click buy. And on the next screen, you can see the trade details. You're going to be buying 1,000 worth, which is the minimum allowed to be able to buy this bond and many of the other bonds. You'll see the quoted price, and basically it'll be $998 to purchase, and the yield till maturity is a little over 2.7%, and it matures November 1st, which is just over 2 weeks away from the time that I'm filming this. And that's all there is to it. And then once you have it, you can go ahead and sell it at any point in time during normal trading hours. Or you will just let it mature on November 1st and the full $1,000 will be credited to your account. So if you want to buy a new issue Treasury, there is an auction schedule from Treasury.gov that lets you know when they will sell them, and I'll link that below. So to buy a new auction Treasury on Charles Schwab, we'll start back at the home screen and follow the same steps to get to the bond section. Then on the next screen, we'll click on Treasury Auctions. Then on the next screen, you can see all of the new auction Treasuries that are available to trade. If you look at the Treasury schedule that I showed earlier and there's an upcoming Treasury that's not listed here, you will just have to wait until closer to the auction date. So each of these 4 Treasuries have a $1,000 minimum to buy, and the top 2 are T-bills, with one maturing in January and the other in April. For new issue T-bills, the yield isn't known until after the auction, so you would put in an order for an estimated $1,000 or more, and whatever the discount ends up being after the auction, that is what you will actually be charged for. So if the discount ends up being $975, they will charge you that after the auction, and then you will get $1,000 at maturity. I will link this page from the Treasury website that shows the yields of the most recent auctions. And on the previous screen, you can easily buy and follow the same process that we did earlier. For new auction Treasuries, they will also have the option to turn auto roll on, where when the Treasury you own matures, it will automatically reinvest the principal into another similar Treasury. And that's the video. Like, subscribe, notifications.